Well, good evening, everyone, and let's get started. I wish to welcome you all to this awesome, awesome webinar that's been hosted by 4C Integrated Communicators. In fact, to begin with, can everybody see my screen? Okay, great. Thank you, Doctor, for that confirmation. Because usually for me, it's always that technology challenges are more when I start on with something. So today, this is our 6th episode of 4C webinar. We have been doing this for the past 5 months. This is our 6th month. And why we do it is, of course, to generate a little bit of awareness on topics that might not be considered as business topics. So let me take you briefly through what we are, who we are. Basically, 4C is a marketing communications agency. We are based here in Dubai. We are almost 10 years old. And the premise of which we work is that everything in business is a huge challenge. Well, then we want to become the mediators, advisors, executors to make sure that businesses can scale up, grow to the next level. After doing business, of course, is by people, for people. Businesses are not abstract. Businesses are not entities which are in a space itself, but it is made by the people, a space, a community by the people, and businesses work with people. So they become more human centric. They're not abstracts. And that's what premise we take forward. And when we're talking about people, of course, people make or break everything, be it your personal self, be it your social self, be your professional self, or be it your business. Why do we do these webinars? We do these webinars because we want to create awareness. Awareness about topics, as I said, not always related to business, but that's something where we can get an expert and present him before the audience that we interact on a day-to-day basis. A few house rules before we take it forward. All participants will be on mute. Please, if you have any reactions, you have the reactions button on your Zoom. Please use it as much as you want to. Please do not spam the chat because we want you to concentrate on the speaker, because the speaker might be giving some insightful, valuable nuggets for you to take home. We always say the first impression is the last impression. But I say the best impression is the lasting impression. And how do you make this lasting impression? Well, to make that lasting impression, the first and foremost, you need to walk the talk. You need to be constantly portraying the best side of you. You should be listening to experts like we have today and implement their advice, right? And that's how you create the best impression which lasts for longer, which is you rather than somebody else. Today, we have with us an expert who is an image consultant. She is a management and a soft skill coach with almost 9 years of experience under her belt. She has 2 verticals that she works on. Her brand, Sieve Up, which is all about her fashion designing aspect, and Suave You, which is about all in terms of training, mentoring, and coaching individuals to take their presentation, their self-image to the next level. Today, she is going to talk a little bit about what she does, and how she can help you to create that lasting impression. Divya has been my partner in crime when it comes to this particular aspect, because we have been sharing quite a few things related to how to build images, not only for yourself as a business owner, but as an individual at any phase of your life. So what she is going to tell you is going to be very much relevant to a college going kid as much as to somebody who is a veteran in business, an expert in his field. So listen carefully. And if you have any questions, we have a Q&A at the end of this session where you can take it up with her on a one-to-one basis. So now I hand over the virtual podium to Miss Divya Advani. Let's give her virtual applause. And I don't find mine. So please, somebody help me applaud Divya onto the virtual podium. Divya, the podium is yours.
Thank you so much, Anupama. It was a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. It's always been a pleasure working with you. Good evening, everybody. I am Divya Advani. I am the founder of the brand called Swaview, which is all about image consulting and soft skills. Just give me a moment so I can just share my screen and we proceed ahead. I hope my screen is visible to all. Great. So let's move forward. Just a moment. Yeah. So let's move forward. So like I've already, and like Anupama ji has already mentioned about me being an image consultant and a soft skill trainer, along with being a fashion designer, running my own fashion brand called Soyu, I would love to take you in through my journey today. I would like to explain what is it that I do while I am coaching people over creating an individual image for themselves. So I guide people like you, wherein you have to face everybody, because there are many times when you look at yourself a certain way and there are other people looking at you a certain way. But what is it that you have to create for yourself is what I do. I help you create your own individual unique brand, which I call as UIB, whereas you can see your position, your purpose, and your profile, whatever it is that you like to do. That is what I guide you over, and I help you identify that. Moving forward, just a moment. Yeah. So how do I do that? We all have come across times when people have asked us a couple of things, and people from afar have looked at us and probably made a decision whether or not to talk at us. So what is that all about? That is about making a first impression. So when you make a first impression, what is it that you think in mind? That is not something that you are consciously doing it, but that is how you are as a person. And that determines the other person to come and make a first move, to make a conversation with you, to know more about you. Those are all termed as first impressions. So I help you understand the art of making the first impression with the help of appearance management in order to get a chance to be spoken to. And once that first impression is made, next comes soft skills, which help you perform well when you have been given that chance. Now, you might ask me that, how would it matter as much that, if you're excellent at your job, why would you need to show somebody how is it that you look? But well, let me tell you, there are often a times where most of the times, rather, I should say, that people come across to you. The first thing that they look at before they even know the caliber of your work, your knowledge, the first thing that comes to their notice is about how you look, how you portray yourself through your body language, through your behavior, through your appearance, through the clothes that you're wearing, through the face expressions that you're making. All of that gives a chance to the other person to judge you. Well, like it or not, we are all being judged at certain times. So once they have liked you, they feel you are approachable, they come towards you, and then they start interacting with you. Once that interaction starts taking place, now how you speak, what are the kind of things that you speak to a person, if it is relevant to what the conversation is going on or not, they start judging you over that. Then they start implementing things and knowing you more if they like you and they understand you better, to know what is the kind of knowledge you have and how is it that they can, make use of that knowledge that you have or would like to interact with you further. This may be not only related to our professional lives, but also personal lives. I always tell all my people that I speak to that it is not always the professional knowledge that you have that's going to serve you. And how is it that the professional knowledge is created? It's because of you being a person first. What personality you develop is what is portrayed in your professional life as well. I recently came across this lady who was trying to wanting to get into she's a coach and she was wanting to get into such an appearance wherein she could boost her confidence. And what happened was that she always used to self doubt herself, which made her lack the confidence that she had. And no, and she was really good at her work. But what happened was because of the lack of confidence that she had, she was never able to proceed ahead. Then also, she was a housewife before getting into the professional life. She always said that, oh, I don't care about my appearance. How does it matter? I am okay. I want to be comfortable. But well, that is not what I would suggest. Of course, being comfortable is very necessary. But at the same time, depicting yourself in the way that people would love to see and would love to come and talk to you would be more reasonable, right? I believe we all, and this is not, again, I'm telling you, this is not only related to a professional life, but even personally. I have had housewives also coming to me who do not always feel that, they are up to the mark, but making a few minor changes in their appearance, in the way they speak, in the way they talk, that is all what makes a difference. And also when there are social gatherings that happen, when you interact with people, that is all that people are noticing about you, irrespective if you are a kid, you are a teenager, you are kid. Of course, are some kids are given a chance because they are kids and they let go of things. But apart from that, teenagers, then housewives, women, men, then business owners, they are all being noticed and they are all being asked for certain things. And if they don't live up to the mark, people usually tend to let go of them. And that's exactly what we help people at. So let's go through a bit of the contents that I usually train my clients over. It is about your dressing. Like I said, the first impression is created by the way you look. Now, this may be in a lot many aspects. So when you want to move towards success, you have to make sure that you cannot be dressing up anyhow. You have to be up to the mark depending on the kind of event you have to organize or the place you have to go. Based on that, you have to understand what kind of dress codes are required. There also would be chances where you would not have to dress up a certain way, but even then you have to understand the context of that entire event that is being held, and based on that you have to dress up yourself. So I help you understand the importance of business attires, the corporate attires, because not every industry like the IT industry most of the times is chilled out where you can just walk in your t-shirts and your pants and just go in. That is not how every corporate works, right? So we have to understand that there are different corporates, there are different businesses that understand that have a separate set of attire. Based on that, we help you create that kind of an attire after understanding your personal style, because we do not like to change a lot of aspects, because we do not want to change you as a person. We need to understand you for the person you are, and in that, if we can tweak a little few things, we love to do that at Swaview. Along with that, we move on to personal grooming, because that is very, very necessary. If you do not look good, if you're not well groomed, you have a very dry skin which you're not taking care of, or you have a very weird shape of eyebrows, I would say. Sorry, excuse me if I'm being too harsh out here, but that is what people are noticing. And that these small things start playing an important role. You have to make sure that whenever you are going out, or irrespective of being at home either, you should always be looking good. You should be well groomed. You should take care of yourself, because for you are the most important person. Your body is the most important thing to you over anybody in this world, right? We also make sure that we speak about the personal hygiene of a person, because nobody likes a person who would be smelly, who would not look good, right? And then we also talk about the business dress etiquette. Now, why you would say that, why is it called dress etiquette? So dressing according to a certain space and having the etiquettes. When we join dress and etiquettes, we call it as dress etiquette. So this is a term that might not be in the dictionary, but this is something that we have created so that the etiquettes of each of these dressing codes are understood. Like I earlier mentioned, that understanding the dress code of a certain space is very necessary, be it in college, be it in at work, be it at home, whatever. Even when you're hanging out with your friends, you are going clubbing, or you're going for a dinner, or you have a business meet to attend, all of these places have certain dress codes where you have to understand that if you cannot walk in any kind of a dress that you are comfortable in. That's the whole idea of having a dress etiquette. The next we move on to, when we talk about your appearance, is your behavior. This is very, very, very important, because if you do not have the right behavior, your body shows that. When your body, that we term it as the body language. Once you are talking to a person, or even if you are afar and not speaking to a person, the way you stand, the way you make your hand gestures, the way you are making your facial expressions, they all give out a loud and clear message even before you have spoken about anything. That is the power of your body language. We help train you over your body language so that you can get the things that you really aim for. Then comes your gestures. Your gestures, again, are very important. They might be very simple to understand, but often at times we forget that, these small gestures could make a very big difference in the kind of the person we are, and we are trying to convey a message to the other person. We next move on to the workplace body language. All of us here need to understand that when we are at a setting, when we are maybe in an office or we are at a social gathering, the body language we have at different places play a different role. At work, at your workplace, how you deal with your colleagues, your body language speaks out a lot. When if you are showing attitude to your colleague, that shows in your body language. The other person might not want to talk to you. The person who hasn't even communicated with you, your colleague, your bosses or anybody, they make note of all of this, and all of these things are where we train you over, and how you can make sales by your body language. So now you would ask me, what do you mean by sales body language? When you are going to pitch a product to somebody and you are trying to make a sale convert, make a lead convert into a business end, like a business closure, how you are talking to that person, how you are standing, how you are, the gestures that you are making, those are all a part of your body language, and they can make or break your product. A person who has understood that, no matter how well your product is or your service is, but till the time your body language is not good, they might not want to opt into buying something from you. So that is again something where we train you over. Moving ahead to the next one is communication. Very, very, very important. When we speak, when we talk to people, we have to understand that not everybody might be super chilled out, depending on the getting a sense of a person who is by us, and depending on the place that we are at, we have to make sure the kind of communication we make is the right kind. The way you speak to your friends would not be the same that you would speak to your professional colleagues or to the people at your home, be it your elders, be it the younger kids in the house. There is a different way of talking to each person in each age group and in each different setup. So that is where we help you gain the art of conversation by getting the right communication the communication barriers which are stopping you from doing something. We help you tweak that a bit and understand what you are saying and what you do, and based on that you take the next call ahead. We help you polish your language. There are often a times when I come across people who tell me, Divya, my English is not so good. I am not that great in a certain language. English being a universal language, I don't think I speak it correctly. I do not have the right grammar. And all I tell them is that it's all right. You can always work over something. When you are in a group where there are people around you who understand a language that is acceptable by everyone. Say, for example, we speak in Hindi. If you are not good in English, you may do that, but be confident enough with what you are speaking and how you are speaking. While working on getting your language polished well enough so that you can speak better, we make sure that when we train you over this, we make you understand that, rushing into any conversation is not the right thing, because many a times when we communicate, we tend to miss out words if we are going real quick with what we have to say. That is what we help you with a polished language as well, and we help you with getting the grammatical errors rectified. We also have, like, all of you all here might know about the app called Grammarly, which is also used by so many people out there to rectify that. And by reading, by using Grammarly, you can always rectify your English and get going. So this is one language I'm talking about because this is a universally accepted language. Moving ahead to the public speaking skills, what I do here is I train you about how to talk while you are in public. Like I earlier mentioned, the way you speak to your friends and the way you speak in a different corporate meeting or at home would be different. But when you are in a social gathering or a conference or a meeting, where you get to meet so many different people, the way you speak to them, how you approach them, how you have to start a conversation is what we train you over. These all are parts of public speaking. We help and train you over that so that your skills get polished in that and you take it to the next level and attain the things that you want and you are longing for. Next comes your networking skills. Many a times, the business owners in specific are majorly networking with people to grow their circles. How is it that I train you here? When we are in this is specifically for business owners, I would say, because when you are in a group of meeting where there are majorly business owners, and you want to meet new people and make them understand about your business, you want to make that first move and see where this could go and collaborate in the future, your networking plays a very important role. How you start talking to them, understand them, how you start a communication to lead to the way you want to get to. Those are all we train you over. Now, as far as the networking skills amongst college students are concerned, why this is important is because many a times you've seen that, college students, especially while they are growing up, they go through a lot many changes. We've all been through that, right? And when we speak, when we are growing, we go through different emotions. Sometimes we don't show the right way. We are confused about ourselves. We are still trying to figure out ourselves, and in that process, many a times we tend to miss out on the opportunities that are given to us. While this happens, this is where we help train people that when something like this comes up, how to take control of your emotions and start communicating well, so that, not only your emotions speak, but also you can start talking about what is bothering you, and then you start communicating with the people around you and start making friends for that matter, because at that age your networking would be majorly amongst your age group. And also, if there's somebody who is wanting to grow ahead and get into the business world or into a job seeking world, they have to make sure that the communication process goes well. So this is what we train over people in our communication part of it. Moving ahead to the digital presence, this would be necessary for all of us, given that we are in a digital age right now. Everything you do is majorly put up as on your social media platforms, be it LinkedIn, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There are so many of these profiles where, you have your accounts created, and what you are showcasing out there is again something where people are judging you over. So the importance, I train you over the importance of these of having a digital presence. Now you would say that, Divya, how is this necessary how does it become a part of image consulting and soft skills? Well, it surely does, because when, say, for a job seeker, he has his profile on LinkedIn, or he has his profile on Naukri.com or any other job portal, what he's putting up there is something which the other people are noticing, the HRs who are wanting to hire people are noticing. And similarly, for college students who are seeking jobs, they are also putting up things. They are searching for jobs on all these portals. Whatever is being put up is being noticed, and the HRs are usually going through all your profiles. You would be quite surprised that people also go through your Facebook profile before hiring you, your Facebook and your Instagram. So maintaining a decent profile is something that I train you over. Of course, kids at young age would probably feel that, oh, this is fun life, we can just post up anything. But if you are going with an agenda of starting your corporate world, starting your business world, the actual life that we call it, so you have to make sure that your digital presence is also being noticed, and what you do on your social media platforms is also something that is going to be very important. That is where we train you over. Then comes your digital branding. So this majorly is for business owners, wherein what they put up on their social media, may it be a commercial page or it may be a LinkedIn profile. What you're putting up there is all being noticed, right? People, they reach out to you, like say, for example, on LinkedIn. When you start posting things on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is very, very in these days and people are making absolute use out of it, and what you put up there is giving you new business opportunities. So your digital branding is what we help you with. We make you understand that what you have to put up there is something that is going to be noticed by all the people. Now here, I would not want you to get confused with the social media, the people who handle social media and this, because these are two very different things. I do not help you manage your social media. All I tell you over here is that how and what you should be posting. You cannot be posting fun images on a LinkedIn profile, on a professional profile, whereas keeping your personal profile with all the important things, that would be very different, right? So that is something that we have to make sure we do not do. Then comes the power of social media. Like I have been talking to you all this while about your having a digital presence. This is something now it is that is a need of the hour, right? And people are wanting to know you more through your social media. So even before they have met you, they want to know what kind of a person you are. And that is all done through your social media presence. They start looking you up, they start understanding you. And how do they understand you is because of your image, how you are, the kind of pictures you put on online, the kind of content you put online. That is all being judged by people, and that is when they want to communicate with you, or they decide not to. So based on that, you lose or grab an opportunity. So that is how we try and explain it to our people, the clients that we deal with. The next would be the power of posting and commenting. Now, often at times we feel that, there are times when we all like to act silly, and we like to, especially on our friends' post, we would see something and we would just post a funny comment, and we would just, start telling random things or a story that we have had from the past. Many a times, most of us do that, especially kids, right? But you also need to understand that once you are doing that, it's all right to do that with the people you know, but when you do it with a person you don't know, or you see a post online and you start commenting on it, you have to make sure that if that person, that profile is going to help you anywhere in the future. If not, then you might not comment anything. If it does, then you make a mindful comment. So that is again where we help you understand the difference between creating an awareness about how different profiles could help you differently, right? Moving ahead to our next one is your etiquettes. So etiquettes play a very, very, very important role. How you sit, how you eat, how you meet somebody, how you have a gesture with someone, these all become a part of your etiquette. And these also determine your manners, the things that you have been brought up with. So what we train you under these etiquettes is your business etiquette. There are quite a lot of things which we train you while understanding the different kind of etiquettes one should have at a business meet, the social meet, as well as international meet. So, when you have different, all these three areas, you have to behave differently in your etiquettes. Say, for example, when you are sitting on a dining table, when you are sitting with a group of people, who your friends, for example, that becomes your social gathering. the way you eat there, your table manners out there, how you speak to someone out there would be different as compared to a business meet as well as an international meet. So, how you treat people on the table at a business meet and at an international meet would be very different from the way you treat people at a social gathering, right? And also how you eat. We train you over the different kind of cutleries that are required, how you should be using which cutlery at what time, your basic manners like keeping your hand on your face while on your mouth while coughing. If you're eating, you need not talk while you're eating. So all of these things are some things that we train you over under etiquettes. Also maintaining your ethics at your workplace along with your etiquettes. So how you can do that, how people around you can feel comfortable are also a part of your etiquettes, and also that is something that we train you over when we speak about your workplace etiquettes and ethics. You would not want to make anyone feel inferior in front of you. Maintaining a dignity while speaking to everybody is something that is very important today's day, because like we all say, right, we've been saying this from a very long time, that no work is small or big. So let's just treat that as it is, right? Let us not make anyone feel inferior. That determines how great have we been brought up, and what kind of manners have we been trained into, and what are the ethics that we have within ourselves to be treating people around us. Then comes your dining etiquette. Like I also mentioned while I was talking about your business, social, and international etiquettes, how your dining etiquettes are also something which is very important. You cannot be eating anything anyhow. Of course, if you are with your family or with your friends, it's a different thing. But also, having a clean etiquette, dining etiquette out there is something which is very necessary. You may be with your people, but there are people around you who might just want to come and speak to you and who would want to know you more, which many a times does happen, right? So we need to make sure that, we are not being crazy while on the dining table, and we have that elegance while we do that. So this is also a place where we train you over, making you understand the different kind of things that are required over a dining table. Moving ahead to mastering your interpersonal skills, what we help you here is with your team building, your positive attitude, your listening skills, and your people skills. So having, when you are in a team, you need to understand that, what you are doing as a team is something that is going to take you way forward. And it's not just about you, it's not always me. If it's a team, it has to be as a team. It has to go ahead like a team. That is how we help you. Once you start understanding your team members, you start developing that confidence amongst each other, and you can do a lot many better things once you have that. Of course, there might be people you might not like in your team. That is natural to happen. We are all human beings. But this is somewhere where we help you build that attitude where, even if you dislike someone, you have that elegance to talk to people in a way that does not offend them. And at the same time, you also get your work done. And as a team, you grow ahead. Similarly, with having a positive attitude, which is something which is very necessary in today's time, right? Because with so many things happening around us, there is a lot of negativity, but in that also we have to make sure that, we stay positive enough. And once we are positive enough, our attitude automatically becomes quite positive, right? Even when we have to go meet people who are feeling low, if we are positive enough, we start lifting up that person's mood, right? So that is exactly what we train you about, how to have a positive attitude. Listening skills again is something which is very necessary, because you would not like anybody to be just cutting you in a conversation that you're making, right? So you also have to understand the other person's concept. Try and have patience while you are listening to someone else before giving in your opinion. It is not right to be cutting somebody while they are speaking. If at all there is a need of having to say something very important at them, that is also how there is a way you could ask them. That is again where we train you over about how you could do that and how it could benefit you. Similarly, with your people skill, how you deal with different people, like I earlier mentioned in the team building thing, and there are people in your team you might not particularly like. So how to develop having a liking towards a person, and also how to maintain your people skills, and even to speak to somebody you do not particularly like and someone who you really like. Understanding the difference between that and also how you should be going about it is what we train you over under your people skill. Moving ahead to mastering your soft skills, like I earlier mentioned, that team building is very necessary, and that is how we help where that is where we help you to understand, what kind of a team. And it need not be only at your workplace. Team could be made anywhere, in your colleges where there are, students who have projects to take care of. At that young age, people usually get egoistic. They do not understand that, they have this thing, why should I be doing all the work? Or on the other hand, people would be like, oh, I am doing all the work, I don't think this person can do it right. So we make you understand that how teamwork and collaboration works, how you could take things forward depending on the kind of work you have, and as the team grow together. We also train people over adaptability, how to adapt in different situations and also in different environments. We help people create curiosity to understand more, so that once you are talking, you would want somebody to know more about that. So how to create that curiosity while you are speaking? You could also term it as business awareness. So the people who are into businesses or who are into jobs, who have to deal with different clients every day, how to create that awareness, how to build up that curiosity is where we help you with. Then again, very important, time management, because nothing in today's time can pass time, right? So when I say that, what I mean is that time is very important. A minute lost is an opportunity lost. So that is very important. We help you train, manage your time, even under stressful situations, how there are you may have a project at college, at office, at your business where you are really working on. But if you are lethargic enough and if you are not managing your time well, you are going to lose an opportunity for that, right? So that is exactly where we train you how to manage your time well. Then we also help you with empathy, how to be empathetic towards the other people around you. This is a major part of mastering your soft skills, because if you're not empathetic enough, people would not want to speak to you. If you're always high headed, people would not like to speak to you, irrespective of how good you would be at your work or your social status or your monetary status. People are not going to talk to you because you are not empathetic enough. So we help train you over how to build that empathy towards yourself. And this is very important to understand that, once you have mastered the art of empathy, you can go ahead understanding different people and speaking to them and wanting them to talk to you back. Then moving ahead to mastering another point of soft skills is speaking with confidence and with conviction. Because until you don't do that, people are not going to listen to you. There are many a times, we've all gone through that, right? When people are pulling you down, when they see you growing, they do not like it and they try to pull you down. And what happens then is we lose our confidence. We feel we are not good enough. But that is exactly where we have to stop, and we have to make people understand that, I know what I'm doing, I know my job well, I know I can do this. Yes, listen to everybody, but do what you think is right. You may take advices from people. If you think that is good enough for you, go ahead applying that. And make sure that when you're speaking with somebody, do not sound very underconfident, because like I was earlier, before we started when I started speaking to you, I was telling you about this lady, right, who was a housewife who just started her coaching, and she coaches people over getting study abroad thing. So she was telling me, I was talking to this person, but sometimes she starts questioning herself that, while she's talking to a client, she starts asking them questions instead of giving them answers. So she tells them, oh, you think this is right, but which is not right, right? That's your job, that is what you should be doing. You should be confident enough, because until you are not confident enough about that, people are not going to get convinced by you, right? And that is exactly where you lose your job. So that is where I train you to start gaining your confidence and have the conviction power to convert a referral and a lead into a closed business. And irrespective of business, also people for that matter, because there are so many times that things are not always about work and about business. It's also about people. When you want to understand people, you want to build a new relationship with someone, be it friendship, be it a marriage, whatever it is, or even a client for that matter, when you speak with confidence and with conviction, people would want to hear you and would want to know more about you. So that's exactly where we help train you out there. Now, moving ahead to the 7 habits of highly effective leaders. So, first, being proactive. You have to be proactive because, like I said before, a, an opportunity lost is something that will never come back. So, the more proactive you are, but yes, while being proactive, do not rush into things because that at times may ruin things for you. The things that you have been working so hard on may be ruined. So being proactive is necessary, but also at the same time, understanding that proactiveness should not ruin the things that you've already made or created for yourself. Second, we help you train and understand what your goals are and help you set those goals. Because in life, if you do not have any goal, you might not, reach somewhere where you want to because you are so clueless in life. You don't know where to go. Your paths differ. If you would know that, you have to go straight to point A. If you know that point A is at so and so place, you will walk in that direction, right? But if you don't know where you have to go and there are different routes to go at different places, you would be so lost. You wouldn't know what you have to do. You'll just keep wandering around and you might just come back to the same place where you started off. So we help you set your goals. Then we help you prioritize those goals. If to reach to a goal, there are certain steps that you have to go through. So how you prioritize them is where we help you. We help you understand to think win-win. Now, this is being highly optimistic because when you think about, oh, yes, I'm going to achieve this, you have to have a win-win attitude. There would be times, where you would have to go through ups and downs, which is very natural. We all have gone through it. We all understand that nothing comes very easy, right? But if you start being negative enough, you don't think like a win-win, you always question yourself that, oh, how can I do this? Can I do this or not? Do you think this is the right thing for me? You will never proceed ahead. If you have a goal, start working towards it and with a win-win attitude. You say, yes, I can do this, I will do this, and I will reach the goal that I have set. That is when you will get the things that you have aimed for. And that is exactly where we help you get that kind of a thought of a win-win situation. Next, we first help you to understand and then be understood. So why I say this, seek first to understand and then be understood. Because till the time you do not give the other person an opportunity to speak and understand him, nobody will understand you, right? Because say, for example, today me and you are talking. If you do not give me a chance to, explain myself and make you understand where I am coming from, I might lose interest in knowing the same from you when you speak, right? I would not want to probably speak to you. These are the things that you have to keep in mind that, when you're speaking to somebody, give them the chance to make you understand about them. So always you seek first to understand somebody and then you seek to be understood by that person because it's a tit for tat situation, right? This again is a very, very highly effective leaders that we have to create. This is one of those essential points you have to keep in mind. Next, we help you synergize things. Also, we help to make you understand, how you could work in synergy and also attract things that are around you. So this is what we work over, and these are these are the habits that one leader should always have in him. Then we also help you sharpen the saw. Now you would say, what do you mean by sharpen the saw? We help you understand that at the right time, when you see a conversation is leading a certain way, and you know that, at so and so point, I know that this is where things are going to convert for me. That is exactly where you have to grab that opportunity. So that's called sharpen the saw. Once your saw is sharp, you can cut it right there. And that's where we train you, understanding where the point of getting noticed is, and that is where we help you to understand that point and get your sharpen your saw and use your sharp saw to get that opportunity, right? Moving ahead to your social media etiquette. Earlier we discussed about your digital presence. this would be a part of that as well, because the social media etiquette again is something that plays an important role. Now you would ask me, Divya, what do you mean by social media etiquette? Well, when we talk about etiquettes in general, there are so many things that people notice about us when we are in person in front of them, right? But also the same thing applies on our social media. What we start posting on our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or even on our video conferencing like we are having now, how we are conveying messages, how we are standing, how we are sitting, how we are posting pictures, what is the kind of content we are talking to. Like, say, for example, on this webinar right now, if I was sitting with my video off and I was just going on talking, none of you would be interested, right? You would be like, oh, this person who is a speaker is only not interested in showing us her face. She doesn't wish to talk to us. She's just here for the heck of it. And she's doing it because, she just wanted to. You would lose your interest, right? Similarly, if I have my video on, I am making an eye contact with all of you. I am wanting to know more about you. While I'm speaking to you, I am giving you the kind of knowledge that I have and what I am doing. You would be more interested in knowing because you would always trust a person who you could see and speak with, right? Rather than just listening to a person on a video call where, you do not even, why do you do a video call? So that you can see a person. So those are the things that all these social media platforms help us with. These are small, simple things, and these are all part of our etiquettes and how we speak out here, how the kind of contents that we post on our social media talk a lot about us. So this is majorly what we have been training our people over. And these are things that make a huge difference. They might be very simple to understand, something that we use in our day-to-day, that we know in our day-to-day lives, but we forget to use them in our day-to-day lives, right? But understanding and making conscious attempts towards using these things is something that we help you over, and we may help you understand what you should be doing and how you should be doing. So this is almost everything that we train our clients over. Moving ahead to the next slide. So this is so this entire webinar that we have today over image consulting and soft skills. There is a course that there are many webinars that I have been doing. I also coach people. I have been doing this since the past 9 years. And there is a certain fee that I charge my clients to do this. I train corporates as well. I train hospitals. I train individual clients. I train kids, college going kids, graduate college students, postgraduate college students, and there's a certain fee to it. But today for this webinar, I would like to make a great deal for you. This course, otherwise, I provide my clients for 1350 dirhams. But today, only for this webinar, I am providing a great deal for you at 325 dirhams. And this offer shall be valid only until tomorrow, 12 p.m. Dubai time. So if any one of you would be interested in going ahead to knowing more and identifying your unique brand, understanding your unique individual personality, creating that brand for yourself, you should reach out, and you could always reach out to Anupama ji. The details shall be shared with you out there. And we now move ahead to the question and answer session. So the podium is open for whoever would have questions. And that's about it. I am probably going to stop sharing my screen now. So Anupama ji, if you would like to take the lead, you could go ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Divya. That was a very insightful things that you were talking about when it comes to image building. Now, I have a first question, even before I put this question or offer to the gallery of participants that we have today. What is the difference between image building and personal branding?
So personal branding is something that is built out of your image. The way you start showing yourself, the kind of clothes you wear, the way you speak, that is all your image, right? You are creating an image for yourself. But what do you mean by personal branding? The way you dress up, it becomes your brand. People start knowing you for how you dress up, for how you talk. That is where you are creating a brand for yourself and creating that awareness amongst people to know you for who you are. So that is what the difference between image building and personal branding is. Once you understand your style, once you understand who you are, once you start working on yourself is when you start creating your own personal brand, understanding the difference between the two, and coming up with something which is very important for you. Hope that answers your question, Anupama ji.
Yes, that surely does. Now I put it out to the gallery of participants. If you have any questions for Divya, you can post it in the chat and Divya can address them right here. If not, of course, you can post it on to our YouTube channel where this webinar would be uploaded in the next few minutes, so that you can post there and we can take it to Divya and she can respond for you. So anybody up there for any questions?
I can speak something.
Yeah, sure, Bharati. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Divya ji. And taking your call, I mean, so wonderful. I totally resonate with you, what you said. I wish you all the best of luck. My video was not on because I just come out of an open day. I was hearing you all the time, but I was in an open day, and we have a Toastmaster family having dinner here today with the division director and all. So sorry for that, but I wanted to support Anupama ji, and I know that she brings value to us, and you have really proved that, and it is really good to understand, be with you here today. My best wishes. Thank you so much. I have no question, only commendation for you.
Thank you so much, Bharatji. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharati, for the support. Well, I put this offer again. Any questions, you can please post them in the chat box. Or of course, if you can ask them directly by unmuting yourself. Divya has given us a very good webinar offer for her course. Ideally, it would cost around something like around 32,000 rupees, Divya.
That's correct.
Yeah, and which we are getting almost a negligible cost right now. It's not even $100. Yeah, if I have to say that. So in dirhams, it is 1350 in terms of regular pricing, and the webinar pricing is 3 to 5 dirhams. If you're interested, you can post a yes and we would get back to you on that. And if not, you have time till tomorrow 12 noon to send or register for this course that Divya is offering. Any more questions? Thank you, Dr. Deepa. Thank you, Nandkumarji. Thanks for joining us and supporting 4C for this particular webinar.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this webinar today. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I take it there are no questions for you, Divya, but your offer is open till tomorrow noon. So we'll wait for people to respond on that. Yeah, I would like to thank you once again for giving us your time, giving us a glimpse of what you do and how it can support us or benefit us in the future. Thank you very much. And thank you, each one of you, for joining us on this webinar. And if you require to see a replay of this webinar, it will be posted on our YouTube and you will get a link of it through our automated email system. So you can watch it again if you do require to go back to it and see what Divya has said in her webinar. With this, I say good night to all those who are in India and see you on our next webinar next month. Thank you, Divya.
Thank you so much, Anupama ji.
Thank you, Nitin ji. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.